broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for choosing UBC TV. It's time for the agenda where we get into a conversation. But most importantly, we do have an expert who speaks into that particular conversation. And you have all the right to ask questions as well as share your opinions, honest opinions, to 0709-602-592. That is via WhatsApp. Now, we are looking at social empowerment for economic development. Social empowerment for economic development is the process of building confidence and self-sufficiency in individuals and marginalized groups so they can actively participate in and benefit from the economy. To have this conversation with us is Yiga Richard, who is the founder of SEED, S-E-E-D International. He'll be having this conversation with us. Like I said, 0709-602-592. We are having him over the phone. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and I am with Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono. Good morning, Mr. Yiga Richard.
Good morning, the viewers also at home. I'm so happy to be on UBC this morning. Very well, thanks to Mr. Chilabo, yourself, and the other presenters at UBC for the great work that you do.
All right, thank you very much for joining us and taking some time off over the phone. Let's start with a brief background of what SEED International is.
Is doing all right. SEED International is an organization which was started most especially to alleviate poverty in Africa and also through talent development, skills empowerment among youth, women, and children. We started it in Uganda in 2013 in Nakashongo, and that's where it was registered. And then after that, I flew over to South Africa, and I started another sister organization. That's why the aim was.
All right, Mr. Yiga.
Yes.
I think we are losing you. We had lost you for quite a bit. I think it must have been due to a network issue. Could you please just reiterate what SEED International is?
SEED International is a social empowerment organization which is looking at empowering women, youth, and children through sustainable skills development. We started in 2013 in Uganda, in Nakasongo district, and 2014 then I decided also to register the same organization in South Africa, in the Western Cape. And we have done a lot of work in South Africa. Still again, I came back in 2021 here in Uganda, and I'm still doing the great work here also in Uganda, where I'm still staying right now at the moment.
Now, Mr. Yiga.
Yes.
Yiga, you talked about looking at skills development.
Yes.
And talent. So what is your methodology of work as far as sustainable development is concerned in Uganda?
You know, the methodology, as I think this Mr. Nyonyi, I don't know, is the one at that time I can recognize the voice. That time you you interviewed me. That was 2022, I think, around May, when I had just come back into the country. And I was like a prophet, because things that I spoke about that time, if you could review my interview, you could see that these are things that now are coming up in some of the manifestos of the campaign. And I pre-spoke these things before they could happen. After some few years, it's coming now. We are seeing different issues which already were in my topic. The main issue here is not because countries like Uganda don't have money, but the problem is that the little we have has not been able to be managed to be sustainable or to be sustained. Because I believe that the little you have has to be sustained in order to increase to the greater heights that you want to achieve. Now, a lot of Ugandan young people, they are so talented, they have got skills, women have got skills, but they have lost the potential of being, someone who could touch their lives and see the good in them, to see that they can be able to reach a higher position or higher level of where they have to become now, no longer a nuisance into the communities, but become beneficial to their communities, using their own talents. Because I believe that, as we had spoken in 2022, I said you don't need to wait for a funder to come, but you can still use what you have got within you to transform your life within your communities. And then those who are funding, then they can see from what you are able to do within your communities in order to be able to be funded. So I see we have used that route, not waiting for funders, but using and asking ourselves, what do we have as Uganda? What do we have we as state? Where are we as a community? What do we need? What do we lack? And what do we have at the moment? So my coming back was about talent. And I have touched talent. At the moment, I'm located in Entebbe. Every Friday, I've got talents that I touch lives, and I really put them on a platform to see that we can be able to transform their lives for better. I've been working so hard since that time, but the positive answers and results that I've got, really, they are so impressive, because I believe my focus was to see how I can touch lives of Ugandan people in their communities, because they have got something in them. Though financially they don't have, but I think when somebody has got something in him or her, you are then given that courage of saying, okay, let me use the little resources of what I've got in order to transform lives in other people's lives, in order to touch other people's lives.
Right. Now, you just try to hint a little bit on the projects that you have in Entebbe, but please give us a wider elaboration of what projects the Seed International has in place and who exactly your target group is.
Yeah, my target group will be, as Seed, we empower women, we empower unemployed women, we empower unemployed youth and children. So these are three targets of people put together. I bring them together and see what talent they have, through singing, through dancing, through drama. At the moment, this Friday, I host a talent search show, which thereby I assess those who can sing well, those who can be able to become better in future, those who I think they need a platform to be exposed to become somebody in their life and transform their family. So I've been so much in that, and every Friday we have got what we call a talent search that is happening, and in Entebbe at King's Sport. If you know King's Sport where it is, that's where we do every Friday. Young people come together, and we like it a lot, and we want them to come together. And the most important thing is unity, because I don't believe there's the positive achievement that anybody can achieve in life if there's no unity. So I've been preaching that unity is needed if we are in this kind of business of developing talent, so that where you need somebody also needs you. So we are busy on talent search since I came back. In South Africa, the main thing was about feeding the poor and all that, but these things are not sustainable. You can feed someone today, tomorrow feeding, you are not changing someone's life. So that I turned away from feeding people, giving them food. Yes, you give food where you love it, but mainly we are looking at using the skills and the talents among people and try to see that they can be sustainable, self-sustainable, not dependency, because the syndrome of dependency is what has crippled our communities in Uganda, and it's a reality. We need to seek we are not sustaining what people, resources, or human resources, of our human resources, then we are not seeing an economy which is growing in 5 years' time. But if young people have been developed through their talents and they become self-sustainable, we are talking about plus minus GP of Uganda in 5 times, because no one will be depending on somebody, but people will be self-sustainable in any way possible.
Well, you've talked about talent, that you've explained. Now let's look at the skills.
Yes.
You can only give what you have.
Yes.
So when you talk about people using their skills to sustain themselves, and the bigger picture is sustainable development, which skills are we talking about? How do you find these people? What do you add to them so that they have been having the skills but finding it hard to make ends meet? Now they are able to have the skills and make ends meet.
You know, during my time here, 2 years since I came back, I tried to do some assessment, because as I enjoy, we do assessment and we evaluate.
Giga, it seems there is a challenge with your network. Is there a better location you can have within your area? Because I think our viewer may not get the best in terms of audio.
Okay, have you got me now? I'm moving up.
At least that is better.
Okay.
Please continue then.
Yes. So what is happening? We do assessment as an organization before we implement. We evaluate projects that we do, and what I realized that the present government has done a lot. They have done a lot through PDM. A lot of projects that the president has given out, but some of projects have become meaningless because we're talking about corruption. People have corrupted the money has not gone to the right people, right beneficiaries and all those things. These are things that as an NGO we have taken upon ourselves to see really if money has been given out in millions and billions, why there is not radical transformation. I'm talking about radical transformation because when money is being dashed out, it doesn't matter whether it's 500,000. It doesn't matter whether it's a million. Money makes money. There's no little money. Money makes money, but it's about the mindset. If your mindset is good and 500,000 come to you, you make billions. So I've realized that the mindset where money has been dashed, it has been wrong. People have been not sensitized fast before they receive this money. And some money has been not given the rightful owners. So skills of women, especially because I'm talking about women because these are mothers that feed families. These are mothers. A community without a mother is not a community. So we try to see that our community will empower women, because then we should have a fruitful and healthy community. Our young children then can be able to be looked after. We could not be able then to have orphans, because we see a lot of orphans on the street because families are broken down because of poverty, because the father has run his own way, because of alcohol abuse, drug abuse, and all that. These are things that are endangering our economy. But the skills women have got a lot of skills in Uganda. They can bake, they can cook, they can do sewing and all that. But the thing has not been on a larger scale. When a woman has been empowered, she's not sensitized to say, look, you are given $1 million shillings. We expect in 2 years also to empower 2 other women. So it has been always a personal issue, and it is about little sustainability. The sensitization has not been there. People have been not educated. There has not been a mechanism how people can manage their finances. Somebody makes 20,000 today, tomorrow his expense about 15,000 shillings. Now you see, saving has been a problem. But if people have sensitized before they are given this money, then we are expecting a woman who has been given $1 million in 1 year, that woman can be employing other 5 women. Money in Uganda, we have got money. That's not a problem. Money in Uganda, we have it. Even there's no doubt about it. But money, corruption, and people have been not sensitized before they are given out this money to use it. So you find that people don't know profit, and they don't know income, and they don't know what we call self-employment. Because everyone should be looking at self-employment. Employing somebody is a big plus, but everybody in Uganda, as we are too clever in Uganda. We are a nation of clever people. We expect people to be self-employed other than looking for employment. So skills are so many, but people have been not sensitized before they receive this money to do the business.
All right, thank you very much. In case you're just joining us, we are having a conversation with Yuga Richard, who is the founder Seed International, and we're looking at social empowerment and economic development. It's given us a brief background of what Seed International is, that started in Kayunga all the way to South Africa and back to Uganda to empower especially the youth and women. And 0709602592 is the WhatsApp number that you should text to and be part of this conversation. Now, Mr. Iga, what do you think the government has not done to alleviate poverty amongst our communities, in your perspective?
You see, my presenters, as I've said, the president has done a lot. You see all projects the president has done. There are too many. PW, PDM, and all those things, parish development model. There are too many, and when you look at them, the modeling of them, the way they have been structured, they are very well. But as I've said, corruption. And as right now, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm busy trying to do a proposal to the government to see how CD will take it upon themselves as a task team to start moving door-to-door departments to make people accountable. Because whenever we talk about fighting corruption, it seems like it's a joke. The time has come whereby every person should take it upon herself or himself to fight this corruption. Because corruption is a syndrome, is a disease, is a cancer, which has put and left our people in dangerous poverty. Because man has been swindled in way, left and right, in different ways. And the money which is meant to help the poor. Now, when I speak about that, I even feel like crying because my mother died of cancer. My mother died of individually, NGO, civil society. Because even government right now, it must now attach itself to civil societies, non-government organizations, to see that they are the ears and the eyes to report to them what is not happening in the communities. Because civil societies are people that we are the people that sleep with these people in the communities. We live in communities. We know the needs of these people. The grassroots people, we the foot soldiers of social transformation. We are the foot soldiers of social transformation. We live with these people every day. We preach to them social transformation. We preach them. Now it's time for campaign. You could see people are campaigning. There are people on ground who are going left and right, door to door, to talk about the goodness of this government, of that government. These are people who are doing the great work. Also the NGOs, they are doing that work. And the government, is time to review the policy of social development. I think Mr. Baram is the one who is leading that department. I can see him is always everywhere in districts, running up and down. It is time for him to embrace civil societies, NGOs, non-government organizations. We are the people who know the pain of the local person. We can be able to report on corruption. We can be able to alleviate corruption if we have got what we call social cohesion with government. Right now, I'm so happy. When I started this search talent, I spoke to Eddie Kenzo. When I came back, Eddie Kenzo was not yet a presidential advisor. I spoke to Eddie Kenzo and I told him, Eddie Kenzo, look, this is what's happened. Because I believe in life. When you have got a background of hardness, you will be able to help people. Eddie Kenzo, I think he fits in that place where he is, because he has been an orphan.
Well, Mr. Iga,
yes,
you've said so much when it comes to the fight against corruption,
yes,
and also government working with civil society and non-government organizations.
Yes,
I must say that government has done.
yes.
But also, how are you addressing, because I think corruption is bigger than the picture you have. When you look at corruption as something for people in authority,
Yes.
and forget the very people that you want to move around with.
Yes.
In Uganda, corruption is only evil when someone doesn't benefit from it.
Yes. Yes.
So, how are you going to involve the locals first for them to know and condemn corruption? You said we are in elections. Today it's the voters who first ask the candidates,
Yes.
what do you have for me? That is a first sign of corruption.
Yes. Yes.
I'm coming to seek for a service.
Yes.
So, how have you sensitized these people before even you begin going for the big fish, yet actually the virus has already penetrated?
And
the entire scene.
And really, Mr. Jonathan, yes, my present agree. Corruption, the violence has already penetrated. It's in the system. It is going to take us some years to fight this. But yes, willingness and patriotism can help us. Because first of all, what I'm trying to teach my community in Uganda is to see that people should love their country. Because somebody who is, I grew up in South Africa. I left here when I was 16 years. I've been in a country whereby there's socio-economic radical transformation. And I've seen the poor get the service. I've seen the poor of the poorest get the service, even right now in South Africa. But also I see that as a dependency, because people are getting pension, young people are given money every month, which we don't want in Uganda, because people must be self-sustainable, not to depend on government for handouts. That I don't agree with, which South Africa still do. But really, in South Africa or in any country I've traveled, I collect the good. But I leave it and I take the good. So what is the good? The good is people love their country. It's the same applies to Uganda. We should love our country. The message for fighting corruption should be first, we should love our country. Because when you swindle 1 million, 100 million from the Department of Health or Department of what, you are now killing many pregnant women. Remember the money which is supposed to buy machines for radiotherapy or whatever. It is supposed to be meant to help the poor. Now you are killing those people, and it is about people not loving their country. Because if you love your country, that means it is very, very difficult for you even to take $1 million shillings from the money which does not belong to you. Patriotism is a very, very important message before even we talk about any other thing, because people can be educated about corruption, people can be educated, but I think in Uganda we have lost that morale of patriotism. Patriotism is the message that we need to teach our communities, the growing young people, because people hate each other. People don't want to live in harmony. People don't want to see somebody prospering. People don't want to see. So that spirit, and I think it's an evil spirit, because a spirit which doesn't want your neighbor to buy a car and you want yourself to be the best person, it is the wrong spirit. So
right.
We need to crush that spirit.
Right. Thank you very much, Yiga Richard. Yiga Richard is the founder of Seed International, and that is under social empowerment for economic development. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Mr. Yiga Richard, and we totally do appreciate. Do you have a parting shot in just a second?
Yes. What I will our partners, our government, our leaders, our politicians, as we are busy in campaigns, let the manifesto speak for themselves. Let them speak what is in their heart, not from their mind. Because at the end, what is spoken now, if it does not transpire to be true, then you will be not a patriotic person who loves your country. Let the promises be true, that we are aiming to see a better future for a radical, social, and sustainable economic development for all Ugandans. As we live in harmony and peace through this time of campaigns, may God bless us all and for God and my country.
All right. Thank you very much, Yiga Richard. It's been very grateful for us to have you on the show. That's it for this edition of the Agenda on Good Morning Uganda. Reminding you, in case you haven't caught it yet, the Joshua Cheptegei Foundation is on for the Elgon Half Marathon with Joshua Cheptegei. Save the date, which will be 2nd November 2025, Mbale City. And of course, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, the Kala Run, and 5 kilometers in partnership with UNDP. Run Elgon with Joshua Cheptegei. Now, Robert says, yes, that's what you, is that how you run? Oh my goodness.
And I'm coming back with a price.
It feels like you are on a treadmill. That's what you look like. Well, the run and the treadmill, they're two different visuals.
Oh.
But it will be on the 2nd of November 2025, Elgon Run with Joshua Cheptegei. Be sure to save the date and engage in this particular activity as we run for a cause. Up next is JMU Sports. That's it from Robert and myself. And Robert will be back with JMU Extra. That is Good Morning Uganda Extra. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.